You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Christopher Roberts. Joining me now, she is from Los Angeles, California, where it's a little bit warmer than it is here. She is a personal success coach. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Lynne-Anne McGrail to the program. Lynne-Anne, welcome. How are you today?
Hello, Christopher. Thank you for having me on board. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to join us. We appreciate it. And
absolutely.
Why don't you start us off? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, I am a personal success coach, like you said, and we have a company called The Better You that my husband and I have together here in Los Angeles. And we have a rule that we love to talk about in our company, and that's rule number 1, and that is life is supposed to be fun. And we have this rule because at the end of the day, don't we all want the same thing? And that's to be happy, whether it's happiness in our work or happiness in our relationships or, most importantly, happiness within ourselves. And so, but what happens is people get bogged down with trying to think of what they have to do as opposed to the things that they really want to do. Like, I have to go to work. I have to do this project for my boss, or, I have to do this for my spouse. And really what ends up happening is it just leaves us feeling miserable, unhappy, and stressed. Stress is so prevalent in our society. And so as a personal success coach, what I'm doing is guiding people in really discovering what they truly desire, and that ultimately is happiness. And oftentimes what happens is people will come in and they really don't know what that means to be happy. They don't know how to go about getting it, meaning it being the fulfilling job or the healthy relationship or the satisfaction of a completed project, or even ultimately making loving, healthy choices that serve their well-being. My clients, they gain an understanding of first how their mind works, that inner chatter that we have when we're trying to reach a goal, that self-talk, and we try to tame down that inner critic so that the loving, kind, nurturing part of us can then come forward and discover what it is we really want. And ultimately, what happens is that they can start living a life that they want instead of living a life they think that they're stuck with.
All righty. So now, what kind of background and training does somebody really need to do what you do?
Okay, well, as you know, coaches come a dime a dozen, and there's a bunch of programs out there that, become a life coach in 3 days. You really want to get into a program that's at least 6 months long, preferably a year to 2 years. I was privileged enough to go to the Strategic Alliance at Rob Lines with the name of it, which is located in Long Beach. But I also have a background in Master's in Spiritual Psychology from the University of Santa Monica. And that combined with the Life Coping Certificate and my life experiences, both rewarding and traumatic, have helped shape my practice. So as I'm working with clients, guiding them in pursuing their passion and their desires, I'm also fulfilling my own purpose, and that is to be of service. And I truly enjoy my work a lot.
All righty. So now when somebody does reach out to you for the first time, what are they looking for? What do you see the most of?
I see the most of, how do I stop being stressed? How do I find a love for my job and a love for my personal life at the same time? Finding that work-life balance. How do I find a place in my life that feels good, that when I turn off the alarm to get up in the morning, I feel really good about starting my day, whether it's to start my own business or whether it's to be home at taking care of the kids. And how do I find that peace and that happiness in every aspect of my life? And so really guiding people who feel that they are, that proverbial stuck in their life. They're at that crossroads in their life. They're in the transition in their life. So basically really specializing in people going through transitions, transitions either in their career, in their personal life. But most importantly, it's about that balance, about staying centered to where we are now in this red hot minute while we keep our eye on the big picture. So it's an inside-out job, if you know what I mean? So it just provides both, I can be happy here and also be happy once I reach where I'm going. Ultimately, where we're going doesn't provide the happiness. Where we are now provides that happiness. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Now, where do you think you see yourself moving forward? What's going to be on tap for you?
Well, I actually started diving into doing more public speaking, more workshops, and one of the things I love talking about is it's actually through an author by the name of Tara Moore, and she writes this book called Playing Big, and it's about how are we with ourselves and our inner critic as we're trying to reach our goals and our passions, right? So at the end of the day, what am I saying to myself while I'm reaching for that big dream? Is it loving self-talk? Am I going, oh, Lynne-Anne, you deserve all that's coming forward in your life? Or is it, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough money, I'm not tall enough, I'm not pretty enough? So it's really about how are we being with ourselves, with our inner critic, and moving forward with that and being able to live with that inner critic. So, again, providing workshops around that, doing more public speaking in work-life balance. How do we create that balance in our life? And just to let you know, there is no such thing, but you'll have to join my workshop to find out what I mean by that. And, just doing a lot more public work, maintaining my private practice, but also doing more stuff publicly.
All righty. Well, how can my audience reach out and contact you to find out more information?
Oh, sure. I have a website. It's www.lamcgrail, that's LAMCGRAIL.com. And they can also reach out to me via email, which is lamcgrail96@gmail.com. And I always welcome phone calls via Zoom, Facebook, FaceTime, however you want to reach out. And I do respond back after 24 hours, at least within 24 hours. And my phone number is 310-367-5889. That's 367-5889.
All righty. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You are absolutely welcome. And for everyone else out there, do stick around. We will be right back.